In esports, mental well-being is something that isn't talked about very much. And I thought for if I'm going to be playing for 10 weeks straight and committing a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of effort, I'm going to need to look into mental well-being, how to maintain it. Is it necessary? And all like the little factors. So I just thought I would do a bit of research into that. So the first source that I've got is the British Esports Association. I'll just pull this up here. Um, and they wrote an article about it. So I've just shortened and summarized what they had. So mental health can be and is an issue in esports. Um, Esports players face mental health issues all the time. Playing and trying to reach a high standard is a lot of pressure for everyone. Just existing and playing and trying to practice may have an effect on me. Being in the public eye can be damaging to self-esteem. Um, this is something where I probably won't have to worry about, but people can be toxic in game, and you are still in the public eye if you're in a team chat, in a team game, in a team environment. So it's something to keep in mind. Um, it's important for players to be comfortable in order to perform. Maintaining mental health is very important if I want to be at my best. Maintaining a positive mental attitude, PMA, at all times is extremely important. So these two ones are simply saying mental health, or this whole article basically is saying mental health is an issue, it can be an issue, and esports can be detrimental to your mental health. But if you can maintain that, or sorry, not but maintaining it is very important to performance and keeping a positive mental attitude at all times. Just being able to deal with what's happening and deal with the pressure and the stress is extremely important. Um, it's extremely important um, to be able to perform at the level that you want to perform at. And then next we had a link from Sky here. Let me just open this up actually, just so you can see esports and mental health. Um, and there's a link from Sky here. Esport athletes face same level of mental stress as athletes in other sports. Studies find. Um, so this was a short summary, but all it was saying was esports players face um, same level mental health issues as athletes. And esports players experience similar levels of stress, burnout, sleep problems, social phobia, and anxiety as regular athletes. Again, just solidifying the fact that even though it's not necessarily as big as football or as much eyes on you as football or any other extremely large sport, it is definitely still something to consider that esports players do face levels of stress. It is um, very full on for somebody to be playing multiple hours a day, playing 4 hours a day, training, giving up time, just being in the public eye. It is something, again, just solidifying a second source. They're saying the same thing. It is a lot of pressure and stress, and it can have an effect. Um, so then I went and got a source. I went and got a source, the NHS. All three of these I'd say are very reliable. Sky, British Esports Association, and the NHS. Um, to see um, if what I can do to help maintain my mental health, because it's not just about keeping a PMA. That's easier said than done. Um, so 5 steps: connecting with others, being close with other people, having relationships with other people, still trying to maintain friendships, physically or online, um, is very important. Some level of physical exercise, aerobics like running, strength training, and flexibility training. Learning new skills. Um, so for me, this could be cooking. I'm very passionate about cooking. Or going and doing jiu-jitsu. or something. Just any kind of new skill, really. Um, Giving slash helping others. If I have time, obviously going and helping somebody unpack their house or whatever. I don't really know how I could fit that in, but giving presents, I guess. I don't have the money for that, but and paying attention to the present moment, so mindfulness. Um, and actually, there might have been I might have a better breakdown of mindfulness and what mindfulness is. Um, but essentially, mindfulness is the art of not worrying about the past and not worrying about the future and just being able to exist in now and pay attention on what's happening now and not um, the consequences or not worrying about the consequences. Sorry, that's not right. But being able to just focus on the present and being able to live in the present rather than worrying about other stuff, just being able to essentially not worry and trying to just focus on what's happening now and trying to fix that. I guess I think the best way to put that would be if there's if you've done something wrong. This is actually something that I bring up all the time. If I'm supposed to be in bed or I was aiming to be in bed at 10:30 and I've still got stuff to do, rather than stressing about the things that have to be done and beating myself up and penalizing myself and spending time being stressed out, I just say, don't look at the time and just get what needs to be done. And that will be quicker. Just deep breath and move on. Is always the best way to deal with it. And actually, I'm just remembering, um, there was one other thing that I had here. How to deal with pressure and stress. This is an example from in sports, but I believe that some of these could still be useful. Um, so, how to deal with stress in sports. Um, so, deep breaths, hold for 5 seconds and let it out slowly. Do that 5 times. Muscle relaxation, tense a group of muscles for 5 seconds, release, repeat 5 times, then move on to another muscle group. Imagine a happy, stressless place. Visualize success. Mindfulness, focus on the present and not worrying about the past or future. Having a routine, thinking positively and positive self talk. Eat well and get enough sleep, and this will lead into a bit more research later down the line. How much sleep is enough sleep? Um, do something fun and relaxing, cooking, exercising. Again, you can kind of see these are starting to tie in together as well. Exercise, how much exercise, or should I be doing exercise to help increase performance? So they kind of begin to tie in where I can say that I'm maintaining mental health while also using exercise to maintain better uptime in game, and it slowly becomes a thing of everything kind of works together. Um, and forgive your mistakes, move on and improve. And this one is the biggest one, and I think that again that ties into PMA. You've made a mistake. Positive mental attitude. What can we learn from the mistake? What was the mistake? What went wrong? How can we improve for next time? Forget about it. Move on. Okay, you've made the mistake. You've recognized the error. Rather than continuing to stress yourself out about the mistake that has been made, you just continue on. You just have to push through and keep on going. And I quite like philosophy, so I might actually tie philosophy into this as well. But there's a quote actually that I quite like. This is such a waffle. I'm not going to bother with this. Um, but yeah, those are the key things that I found for mental well-being and just maintaining it and how does it all tie in? I need to look into how much sleep is enough sleep. That is something that I hadn't accounted for that I'm going to have to put in. Um, Creating a routine is something that I need to look into. So if I'm doing physical exercise and then I need to do a game training plan, um, I need to then kind of create myself a weekly routine that I need to attempt to uphold, which, considering I don't make money for doing this, might be a little bit tough. Um, and then obviously with college, but I'm guessing I'll be allowed to use college to maintain the training plan, I should hope. Um, so trying to create a training plan basically. So there's a lot of key things that are going to start branching out, and I think it's all going to branch out and then come back in all together to make a nice, neat little bow around it. But that is mental well-being.